GTA 6 is going to be one of the biggest games of the next 10 years minimum, because that's a minimum time frame before we can even expect to hear about GTA 7. I'm calling it right now. Today in this video, I'm going to cover why GTA 6 will start off as a PC exclusive. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the fact that PCs are going to be a lot more powerful in most cases of actual games, that can be ran on the PC that actually matter. A lot of PCs are going to be more powerful than some of the newer consoles. And that's a fact. I mean, my PC right now probably could beat an Xbox One X or a PS5. I'm just going to say it. It's not even a competition. The bookmarks are just incredibly different. And because of that, PCs will make it easier to load the game, test out the game, and just see everything that can be done in the game. It can also be expanded upon. It's much easier to make PC games than console games anyways. I mean, look at the millions of indie games that exist. It's obviously not that hard to create a PC version of a game. I bet it's a lot harder to create a console version for sure. Plus, a lot of the games are just ported to PC anyway, so I think it'd be better to have a more adjustable version made on the PC first and then ported to consoles, if you catch my drift. Because it's easy to make a PC with the current specs of the newer consoles, meaning it'd be easier to find better benchmarks. That way you can just slap it onto a console and call it a day with the same specs. I mean, it's not that complicated. Now, they're going to have to do a lot of tests, and that's because another feature that's coming to GTA 6 is a ridiculously huge map. And I know what you might be thinking, well, we'll just find out for ourselves and they'll lower the graphics and stuff. But it'd be much easier to do that on a hard drive or a SSD that's been existing in a PC for a long time versus a console SSD. They could be the same thing, but there's going to be some differences. There has to be. It's just the way the console works with the motherboard and things like that. That's just facts. But back to my point, it's going to be so much easier to be able to benchmark the map and what players can load in and render at a certain distance before it starts to get laggy, and just in general everything a player needs to be able to see in a general vicinity and how far they can see. That's one of the settings in most PC games, is a field of vision, or not a field of vision, a range of vision rather. And to be able to compare it to a console would be much easier in a system that you can swap specs in and out of to understand better benchmarks. That makes sense in my head. It might not make sense in yours, but one of the biggest things that's keeping GTA alive right now in the single player aspect is definitely modding. One of the most popular video types to watch on YouTube right now for GTA is actually modding. And I mean, it's fair. Have you seen some of the mods? You can be Spider-Man, you can be the Hulk, you can pretty much do anything. Taking the power of PC gamers' creativity and putting it on the PC first would probably allow Rockstar to include some sort of sponsored mod feature that Bethesda has in their games, where you can actually mod on the console. And trust me, gamers who haven't modded, you really want to try them out, because they change a game just for the better. It's like a whole new world, a whole fantastic point of view. I'm not going to make the Aladdin joke again, but you get my point. It's going to be absolutely crazy to have mods for GTA 5 on the consoles, because it's a whole new feature. And I mean, come on, PC gamers. We know we want to bestow the power of modding onto our fellow console brethren so they can finally see how strong and mighty and better the PC is compared to the Xbox and the PS versions. I mean, it's kind of obvious at this point, but PC has a lot more cooler stuff, and I think we want to share it with you guys finally. You're welcome. Now, there's a lot of rumors that the game is going to be mostly online anyways, and the first thing people think of when they think of online gaming is probably PC gaming, and if you don't, then, hey, whatever. I've never met a PC gamer who doesn't have mostly online activities, but you do you, boo-boo. It's not like most of the consoles are meant to be single player anyways, haha. Real talk though, the days of split screen are pretty much out the door, and actually it's more prominent on PC, if anything, with games that are coming out nowadays. But for consoles, that idea is primarily gone. Besides on the console like the Nintendo Switch, obviously that's meant to be a family console. But I can't think of many PS4 games that I want to play with my family. Maybe Rocket League, that's about it. But back to the point, we're not talking about split screen. We're talking about the fact that GTA 6 could be a primarily online game. And if that's the case, again, the first thing that comes to mind for better server testing experiences and things like that is, of course, the PC. That was me hitting my PC. You're strong, buddy. I almost hit the power button and turned it off. That would have been bad. Anyways, that's going to be it for this point. That's all we have for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on the video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our content in the future. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.